it's kind of like the way I imagine California would have been 60, 70 years ago that, it didn't get to experience. But, you wake up from your tent, you wake up at like when the sun comes up and you hear the waves rolling in and, walk out to the point and just take a look at it and jump in the water at first light.
The ocean was kind of my pulse. I followed all my travels were revolved around the ocean, and when we got to Chile in this project, I think what really connected with was just how wild the coast was down there. We didn't get to live in California in the 50s and the 60s. We didn't get to see the lifestyle here. We still love the culture here, but getting down to Chile makes us look at a wild coast that's been undeveloped, and this is the way raw kind of coastline should be experienced.
I worked the last 5+ years as an environmental consultant, and you love the idea when you come into a field like that to be doing work that's going to help better the environment and society, but then the reality is you're stuck in a cubicle most of the day and you're writing lab reports and doing technical stuff on a computer. And those times when you actually get to go and be back in the ocean and be by the coastal areas, it's my reminder, it's my refresher to remind me of the things that I'm working towards, why, and it gives me purpose again. And it refuels that passion, and it drives me to keep working towards these causes.
No place is really immune from these problems that the ocean's facing. Every beach you go to, whether it's in Montauk, New York, or Kuta Beach, Indonesia, you see these plastic problems everywhere. And it's just something that I think it's good to see that people are actually starting to take note of it, and that there are people out there who've kind of inspired us to say, there's something that can be done about this, and we just need to kind of band together and all work towards a common goal of starting to not just pick up the plastic that's on the beach. It's a great first step, but we also need to figure out where this material is coming from and kind of cut it off at the source.
La costa de Chile es una costa muy larga, va desde el extremo norte, el del grande desierto, hasta el extremo sur de las selvas, lugares casi inexplorados por el hombre, hasta la Antártida. Chile tiene una gran diversidad de productos del mar porque es bañada por una corriente, la corriente de Humboldt, que al ser fría viene rica en nutrientes. En algunos lugares del país se produce un efecto que se llama efecto de surgencia, y esos nutrientes del mar suben a la superficie y generan una rica abundancia de productos del mar y de especies, aves, mamíferos, que debe ser única en el mundo.
The two things when we looked into why is plastic getting in our oceans and why are people just discarding it this way was we found that the research out there really found these two key things. One, people don't understand it being an issue, and two, there's a lack of value and therefore a lack of respect for this material.
The problem that we saw that was unsustainable was plastic getting into the ocean, and we wanted to find a way to prevent that. And it was, maybe we can incentivize people through a recycling program to collect the plastic. And the issue that we were running into is that plastic is such a abundant resource that is acquired at such a low cost. It doesn't add up. The environmental cost that plastic has on the world is much higher than what people pay for it. It's a system that's out of balance.
10% of the ocean's pollution is due to stuff like this. Discarded, derelict fishing nets. Right now in Chile, the best case scenario, they're being collected and being disposed of at a landfill, at best. But unfortunately a lot of this is still, like in the rest of the world, ending up being lost at sea or even burnt.
Actualmente los pescadores no hacen ningún reciclaje de sus materiales o lo hacen en muy poca proporción. Tengo información por ustedes mismos que este proyecto se ha hecho algo en Coquimbo, en la cuarta región. Pero aquí hay un gran desafío para la pesca artesanal porque permitiría poder aprovechar y no contaminar con esos desechos del mar. Para nosotros, el Servicio Nacional de Pesca y Agricultura, es muy importante poder aprovechar, digamos que son recursos económicos que se pierden y con eso no permitir la contaminación del mar que tenemos que cuidar fundamentalmente, porque sin un buen ecosistema la producción de la pesca puede verse mermada y creo yo que hay mucho que hacer en este caso.
Fishnet waste was something that's really harmful to the ocean, and it was an issue that was really struck home, all over the world. It wasn't just Chile. The problem is global. But Chile has a vast coastline with a robust fishing industry, and there's an opportunity there. Chile gave us the opportunity to set up this first program there, and that's really where we started with the ideas of what could we make from the plastic. Let's harvest this plastic from the ocean. Let's put real social and environmental value behind it, and then let's make something positive. Let's make something that fits in with our lifestyle. Let's make something that'll make people feel happy when they use it. We had been riding plastic cruiser skateboards, all growing up surfing and longboarding, and we've been riding them and enjoying them. And Ben was riding his to work every day, and we said, what? Ben was like, why don't we just make a skateboard? And then the next question was, okay, how are we going to do that?
We really want to make a product that can be fun, but also inspirational. And one thing that we've really, we love about the board is that it's a great way to use. It's a great educational tool, and we have these events and showing kids and really teaching them that this is the material that it started as, and now the skateboard that you're riding, is keeping 30 square feet of this net out of the water. It's really a great way to kind of teach others and inspire others, which from day one was kind of our goal. Through NET Positiva, we're able to source this really recyclable and highly durable material. So we collect the nets much like a grape harvest in the port towns. And when it's collected and enough nets build up there, they're cleaned and prepared by the local communities. When that happens, the nets are then put on a truck and transported back to our recycling and manufacturing facility in Santiago. So there the nets are shredded, so they get pulled apart mechanically into smaller fibers. And at that point, they're repelletized. So they're melted down and repelletized to turn back into pellets. The beauty of that is that once they're in that pellet form, it's really no different than a virgin pellet, and it can be made into anything you want through an injection molding process. So that's where at our facility, we're able to turn the nets from basically nets come in one door and skateboards come out the other.
The idea with the skateboard was that, once the idea started to take off, it was something we could grow as a business. We started to see it not as a novelty thing anymore. It was something that was, scalable. People skateboard all over the world. It's a convenient and it's a highly environmental form of transportation. We call it the less than 1 miler. If you're parking your car, or you're cruising along the beach, or going to the grocery store, or going out to the bar, you're going around your college campus. It's a highly efficient mode of transport, and it's something that's really fun. We enjoy going out and skating on the sidewalks and around the city, and I think it's something that we want to spread our story. Coming back to California this summer from Chile and being able to tell our story is something we've really enjoyed, and we kind of see ourselves continuing to do that around the world.
The word barreo is a native Chilean word from the Mapuche people, the native people of Chile, and it actually means waves. And we chose it first to recognize this country that gave us this tremendous opportunity and welcomed us open arms to create this project. But not only that, it's also symbolic of our mission, because just as a wave starts with this small disturbance on the surface of the ocean, we're starting with this small change with just the 3 of us scrubbing a few nets to make these skateboards. But with more time and energy, just like that small disturbance, we hope it can create this great force of change. And that's what we foresee with our efforts, is that's what we're believing in, is that greater way to make waves. by continuing to develop innovative solutions and creating other projects and other products from this material, we can start to find ways to solve these global problems together.